I met a gypsy.
What's cool is there's an understanding. I think Jett knows. I know Myrtle certainly knows the power of this kind of stuff when it comes to, you know, other sports and what other sports do and how these guys do end up transcending their sport, you know?
Yeah. Well, they were talking about, like, I think it was a Moto Spy last year where Jett, like, broke his collarbone after that race. They were saying that Myrtle was saying that he's the kid that will be in, like, Tom Brady's living room.
Yeah.
So, like, that speaks in volume with, like, how marketable Jett is, you know? Like, just not only being him, but being who he is.
Yeah.
Like, anyone can be a good-looking kid and go ride a dirt bike and do good.
Yeah, but he backs it up.
But I think he not only backs it up, but he'll post shit with him and his dog.
Yeah.
And he'll post shit of him, you know, singing songs in the car and throwing money everywhere with his brother. Like,
yeah, and
it's not just, like, dirt bikes.
Yeah, and we got a real chance, too, because he comes from such a good family.
Oh, definitely.
And they're so close-knit. So, because the real drama, like the real problem with kids like this is they get a taste of the fame, they get a taste of the spotlight and the money. But I just feel like they've been preparing Jett for this for so long. And the crazy thing, man, with Jett is, like, the YouTube comments, anytime I post anything that is around Jett, there's guaranteed somebody that has this story of, man, I remember seeing this kid on a 60 at Kilcoy motocross track and I'd never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. He lapped my son in one lap and he lapped the whole field. It looked like he was riding on a magic carpet. There's comments like that continuously, you know, like
That's so cool.
This has been coming. This is, but anyone that has ever seen him ride, this has been coming.
Well, it's a lot of things. It's like talent with anyone, right? Like, I feel like when in BMX, like my sport, is like people thought, have you always been this good, or like did you only start doing well? And for me, I've been doing the same tricks I've been doing now since I was 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of time.
It's just a process.
And for him, it's just been, he's always been that good. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
And I think, and now people are just seeing like the tip of the iceberg, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Jett's going to be he could be the potential next GOAT.
I wonder if it's a problem that we're talking about him like this, though. That's one of the things that I've thought, because it's like you got to build these guys up and you've got to build this mystique around and you've got to build up this character for them, and you just hope that the riding can back it up. And we know with him the riding can, but there's so much shit that can go wrong, dude. One bad fucking girlfriend, one bad crash, one bad decision, gone. So it's like, but I wonder, like, if we're doing a disservice by like hyping him up too much. Like, I do think about that, you know.
Oh yeah, it definitely plays on people's minds. Like, when people compliment someone for so long, they don't recognize a flaw, or they're saying, "Oh, you could be better in this area," or like, "You're not all that good." Like, for me, I always did better when someone would talk kind of doubting me. Yeah. So I guess like Jett doesn't really have any doubts from any corner. And I think that would definitely have to play on him. And I would see that everyone hyping Jett up would have to fuel his competitors and just be like, no, like the Eli Tomac thing we were just talking about earlier, where like, no, I'm going to show everyone that I'm better than this kid. Yeah. And I think that's what's going to be the difference, where like Jett needs to have the fight and the dog ready to go when the gate drops. Like, he needs to be like, no, I'm the guy up front every single time, regardless of people think I'm going to win this race or not. And regardless of the positive comments, I'm sure he appreciates them and he loves every single one of them. Yeah. But I don't think that should fuel him. I think what should fuel him
that's so true.
Is like him going out and just being like, no, I'm me. I'm going to show everyone who Jetson is. Yeah,
because for all of this shit, and I mean, I can relate to it in the sense that, like, I get sent a lot of fucking amazing DMs and amazing comments, and there's so much positivity and people saying how good of a job that I do with this podcast.
Oh yeah,
but
terrific.
You can't, like, I pay as little attention to it as possible, honestly. And it's like, and I wonder sometimes if I don't enjoy it enough, like maybe I should try and embrace it and enjoy that shit enough. But to me, it's just like, okay, I really appreciate that, but it's kind of pointless because I don't. It's hard to explain, but like I don't want to get drunk off that shit. Like that's
true. That's, you know, so what I mean? True. Yeah.
It's so nice to hear this stuff from people, but I think I've spent enough time around famous people, big people that have done big things, to where if you start drinking the Kool-Aid, especially about yourself, you are on a one-way trip to Fucksville. So it's
100% to Shit's Creek.
Yeah. So, you know, for me, it's like I love being able to hype Jett up. I love thinking about the possibilities. I love thinking about what he can do for the sport. And I love speaking in hyperbole about him. But at the same time, I know from the same way that, you know, you get all these comments about the podcast and this and that, it's like, I don't really need, like, I don't want to listen to that shit. So yeah. I don't know. It's a weird balance. And
it's a weird dynamic.
And as a guy that is, he's my friend, I want him to do well. I'm like, dude, are we doing him a disservice by like building him up?
In a way, I think that everyone does unknowingly. It's just like everyone just knows he can win it, and that's fine. But the thing here is that we need to show Jett that he still needs to show up and get the job done, regardless of what we think, you know. Yeah.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.